into our country at alarming levels.
He was a 1980s drug lord who became a multi-millionaire urban legend in Los Angeles. A rap star even stole his name and parlayed it into a music career.
I'm your neighborhood drug dealer. It's your neighborhood drug dealer.
Hey, you see Rick Ross in here? Rick Ross. The real Rick Ross.
To William Roberts, a.k.a. Rick Ross, who's using my name, I'm inviting you in to come with me. Let's fight this culture. Let's fight this penitentiary culture that hip-hop's been spreading. Let's make a difference. Me and you need to come together and you need to tell them that you didn't make your money selling drugs. And making music is how you became famous. See, there's nothing wrong with making music. Just like it's nothing wrong with being a correctional officer, if that's what you did. But so many of our friends who look up to you and look up to me are out on the streets thinking that they can go out and sell drugs and parlay that into a record career. I don't know if you know that they're not gonna make it, but I know that they're gonna wind up in prison with prison sentences 3 and 4 times what they should be, because this war on drugs is no joke. I have 10 or 11 friends still in prison right now with life sentences, including one that even you know, Big Meech. I know how much you respect me and care about me, otherwise you wouldn't have took my name. Take a chance with me now. Let's make a difference. And even if William Roberts, a.k.a. Rick Ross, don't decide to come with me and join hands, then the rest of the artists out there, let's us come together. Professor Griff, KRS-One, and so forth. Let's join hands. Let's change this thug culture. Let's change this hip-hop to prison pipeline. Let's make it happen. Right now, today. Let's do it. And not just you, the whole hip-hop community. I'm asking all of you. Let's all of us come together. Let's change these laws right now and end this senseless war on drugs. A lot of times we go through life and we start to believe that the things that we're experiencing in our life and the things that we see in our communities are the only way it is. Like, this is the way it is. This is the way it's supposed to be. And when you start to think like that, you can get trapped in a box. Hip-hop has taken over the world. If we can take hip-hop back, we can change the whole planet. We can bring real peace and no more war. Let's be pioneers. Let's be talked about forever for how we change the way society thinks about each other. It don't have to always be a war on drugs. If we can educate ourselves to where our kids and our brothers and our sisters and our mothers and our fathers look at drugs the way we look at rat poison. You know, we just don't go around using rat poison and other chemicals that's harmful to our body. If we teach our people how to not use drugs the same way, then eventually we don't have to worry about them using drugs.
Now, you may never have heard of some of these stars, but your kids have. They're heroes to a whole new generation.
Now, they take these guys, and these guys say, well, I got to the position that I'm in right now today by selling drugs. So the message that it tells our kids is that if you go out, you sell drugs, then you can become a great rock star like myself and never go to prison. And I think that that's a false message to be given people who feel hopeless. I'm letting you know right now that the establishment is using hip-hop to prime these kids for a life that's gonna send them to prison, just like they did with me. See, when I was coming up, there was Superfly, Tequila Sunrise, Scarface, all these movies to make you think that you could start with nothing and then you could have the whole world at the palm of your hand. Only that there was no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It was a set of handcuffs and shackles. And you want to know why the CIA symbol is behind me? Because they were the guys behind me when I was selling drugs. And now they're behind hip-hop and rock and roll. This prison, hip-hop connection, they're behind that too.
If it was good for them to sell drugs, then it should have been good for me to sell drugs. The money from the drugs went to buy guns for the country.
Even if you don't read my book, warn your kids. Let them know. But I advise you that this book is worth reading. Definitely for your kids. Even if you don't read it, get it for your kids, get it for your loved ones. Let them see what the drug culture is all about. It's not manufactured like the stuff you see on TV and you hear in music. This is real life. It's your life, your loved one's life. Let's make a difference. You know where to find me. Freeway Ricky, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, freewayrick.com. Hit me up. You know I'm out here. Yeah, it's very important that I redeem myself for the wrongs that I've done. And I feel that the way that I can redeem myself the best is by helping others not fall in the same footsteps that I fell in. Because I believe that it's a trap. It's a trap to catch you. Yeah. Just because you're doing bad and you're looking for a way to make an income, there's people that'll take your freedom forever and ever. Don't make the same mistake I made. Don't get caught up. It's time for us to wake up and face it. Get the truth, and you're done.
Well, that's an extremely powerful little 7-8 minute investigative report. It's powerful audibly if you're a radio listener. It's very powerful, the video of him speaking to high school and college students. Just while he was here in Texas, Josh Owens shot all those pieces with Rob Dew helping some and traveled around Texas for 4 or 5 days with Rick Ross. Josh Owens has been here less than a year now from the Carolinas and is just doing a fabulous job. There's so many people behind the scenes here at InfoWars like Josh Owens, who's been shot at by the rubber bullets, and Bennett, the whole standoff with the Bundys. I mean, our reporters really are like wartime reporters now. And our camera people. This is not a joke. This is not a game. But I used to go out in the field a lot more than I do now because I have to literally be here and make the decisions and run things like a general. Doesn't mean I didn't spend years out there as a private, right up through a sergeant, you know, right up to general, basically, in the info war in our own sector. The reason I don't go out in public a lot is there's no amount of security, folks, that will stop the stuff they've already tried. I don't want to be dramatic here, but it's real bad. Anybody wants to wonder what's really going on or how real this is, believe me, it's real. Believe me. And that's another reason that I know that there's a mix of people in the system. The evil's not just in the government or not just in the corporations, it's in us, just like the good's there. And I know for a fact some of our best intels come from the FBI, from federal marshals, from state police, from the Austin Police Department, who has, just like a guardian angel, repeatedly, without ever even telling me about it, kept a watch and like kept people from killing me. And so long before that I even knew about all that, I grew up more and realized that it's not just black and white when it comes to large institutions. It's black and white when it comes to communism being absolutely horrible, or the Second Amendment being key to freedom, or family being key, or vaccines, you can't trust them. But when it comes to just saying black people are all gangbanging criminals, or cops are all scum, or it's all about dividing us, and it's coming together with good, wholesome messages that are truthful. You're not going to keep people off drugs telling them that'll kill you the first time you try it, blah, blah, blah. You know, you teach them, hey, it's being shipped in by foreign banks that run the government at the top. They're doing it to make slavery legal in the modern time. Don't be part of it. But see, instead, the media can manipulate the inner city as its practice ground and have folks burn down their own neighborhood. And it's sad. It doesn't make me feel good to be able to look at a group of people who've been manipulated and watch them fall down and then feel good about myself that I'm not part of that, quote, group. I'm a human being. I'm part of that group. That's why folks are always sending me anti-Semitic stuff and saying they want to, you know, kill me and I'm Jewish and all this stuff. I go, you know what? I am Jewish. You bet I'm Jewish. You bet I am. Of course, I'm not Jewish. But you know what? You want to use that as a slang, as some kind of evil thing, because I'm not anti-Semitic? Like that makes you better than me because you just want to call me a using the pejorative or kike or whatever. I take it as a badge of honor that I'm more attacked by white supremacists than anybody in the world when you go online. You can see the aggregates on Google searches. It's Alex Jones. Who do you think runs the groups that are putting out the K word and the N word and the division? It's the tiny globalists that want to play everybody off against each other so that they can get us all wanting peace so bad that we'll let them ban the N word or ban the K word. And then once they've banned those words, they can ban the word mom or dad. And you're like, what do you mean they're going to ban that? They're already in Europe and the U.S. banning it in government documents. They're already banning brown bags in Seattle. Don't say brown bag, it's racist. Brown bag, brown bag, brown bag. It's not words that are evil, it's how they're used. So the fact that a bunch of globalists-run white supremacists want me dead, badge of honor. The fact that the ADL that protects real Nazis like George Soros hates me and lies about me, badge of courage. See, because I just tell the truth. My job isn't hard. Israel attacks the USS Liberty trying to sink the ship. To blame it on Egypt, I expose the false flag. Because Israel isn't a sacred cow. Israel's arrogant like all these other governments. Why do you think I have the Saudi Arabian government talking trash about me? And they got their people creeping around here. Because we're having an effect, ladies and gentlemen. We know what's going on. We're accurate. We really are telling people the truth. As close to it as you're going to get, because I promise I don't have all the answers. I didn't mean to go off on a whole jag. It's just that I can't sit back and feel good about 52% of black people never being born. I can't sit back about Mexican girls being forcibly inoculated with Gardasil that's known to basically reduce their fertility and give them autoimmune disorders. Even if the giant hordes of uneducated people are being used as dumbed-down political weapons against me and my family, even though maybe 30% of black people are raving racist in my experience and absolutely would slit my throat if they could get away with it, I won't sit there and say, good, kill all their babies before they get out of them, because I will not sign on to dehumanization. And that's not being a hero, ladies and gentlemen. That is common sense. If you won't stand up for justice across the board, regardless of what color somebody is or what their religion is, you're not going to get justice when it comes time for you to get it. And that's what I'm telling the police out there in these corrupt cities, corrupt counties. You think in your good old boy network, you're going to get away with doing bad things to people and it's not going to come back on you and your family? Here's another little message. You people that are into evil, it comes back on your family, not just on you. So I didn't mean to go off on a jag rant. I'm going to go to break, come back and go to Chris in Florida, who's been holding. I don't even read these comments. I should have. Black Panther, Obama, race wars. We'll see what he has to say. We'll talk to Boris in Arizona, Beth in Arizona, Rick in Pennsylvania, Jason in Texas. I'm going to do at least 30 minutes of overdrive in here. And then if David Knight wants to do it, I know he was up last night, I'd like him to finish out the hour with his take on what he saw yesterday and can keep taking your calls. I do a whole hour overdrive, but I got a bunch of stuff I got to do for the nightly news and a bunch of other things. But I think we'll do an hour of overdrive here coming up. Let's go see if David Knight wants to get suited up and come in here and take these phone calls. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your calls are 70 seconds away. I'm Alex Jones, broadcasting from Austin, Texas. Our reporters are in Ferguson. They'll be there tonight. Free feeds at Infowars.com. Fourth hour of overdrive coming up. Some stations don't carry it.
Using unparalleled research in the development of a synergistic formulation based around the key concepts of super oxygenation, the next level in cleansing is here. With key ingredients backed by real clinical studies, the new Oxy Powder, available through InfoWars Life, was invented during Dr. Group's research on the toxification of our bodies. Many herbal colon cleansers are harsh on the body and contain cheap and potentially dangerous ingredients, oftentimes full of synthetic fillers, GMOs, additives, or worse. Gently start cleaning your body with easy capsules that start working while you sleep. Oxy Powder does not require time off work, and there's no need for bad-tasting concoctions. Instead, Oxy Powder slowly releases monoatomic oxygen into the intestinal tract and body. Experience the astonishing cleansing power of superoxide and ozonide technology. Go to InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com to get started with Oxy Powder, or call 1-888-253-3139.